From our last video we saw the fight against sænz and Papyrus, but what was the aftermatch after sænz kidnapped Underswap sænz? After showing us this fight, sænz presents the reader or the askers with a present, a big surprise, puppet and friend number 11 Blueberry sænz. And he's ready for questions now. The askers were of course extremely hyped for this, another character who they could ask questions to, so they started bombarding him with questions. But because Underswap sænz doesn't hear these questions, since he isn't as mad as sænz, he can't answer them, and sænz needs to be the translator for these askers. One of the first questions Underswap sænz answers to is what it's like to hanging out with sænz, and Underswap sænz states to him, yeah, it's been, he hasn't hurt me and we haven't actually spoke much yet. I think he keeps me away until now to surprise you, but it's better than the awful silence of this place. I never had such, I don't know, suffocating quiet, and I actually, if you're real, can you please tell Paps I'm okay? You know, typical Blueberry stuff. Another asker wants sænz to put his glasses on Blueberry sænz, which looks adorable once again, but sænz states that he puts the glasses look better than Blueberry can, and I must agree with that statement. Another asker asks Underswap sænz if he hates sænz for what he did. Underswap sænz states that he is very upset since Underswap sænz saw how sænz killed everyone Underswap sænz cared and loved for and kidnapped him from Papyrus. And this place he's currently in is terrifying, but he states he will never hate anyone. Hate is a virus. Hating him won't help. It would only make things worse. And Eros' hatred is what caused all the suffering from his friend. Hatred only hurts and nothing else. When another asker asks Blueberry if they think that sænz can still be a good person if they try, Blueberry agrees with this statement and states that even the evilest person can be good if they just try. This of course results into sænz glitching out of all the stress and guilt before claiming that he just glitched out since he noticed that Blueberry is not a threat at all. When asked if sænz likes chocolate, sænz states that he stole some chocolate from a trash universe, this being Undertale. We also know that Underswap sænz is now finally free from his strings, since sænz was annoyed by all the people wanting Underswap sænz to be free, and therefore freed him from his string. Anyways, the most important thing that happens in this comic is we see how sænz eat, and I will not go into the detail since even LoverofPiggies knows exactly what they did by drawing this and stated, am I kicked out of the family yet? I'm not? Well, that's your mistake. Anyways, Miniasker continues to ask sænz some questions, mainly questions about Blueberry and his opinion about sænz. One question asks if sænz has a feeling that Blueberry sænz thinks that he might be crazy because he can't hear the askers. Well, sænz can. sænz answers the question by stating that we should not be rude, since Underswap sænz would never do such a thing. Another asker asks if he ever thought about the reason why Blueberry sænz can't hear the askers is because they are fragments of sænz's imagination. This of course brings sænz into a cold sweat. Another asker asked him how he will actually deal with Underswap Papyrus and how Underswap Papyrus could find the void, where sænz states that Underswap Papyrus alone could never find the void because he doesn't have that kind of power to find the void. But he states that he believes that Underswap Papyrus is crazy enough to try out everything to find his brother, but he will fail every time, which of course finds sænz quite amusing. Speaking of his brother, Underswap sænz is confused of the idea of the multiverse, and sænz explains what exactly the multiverse is, but he does it in a quite brutal way.
Okay, Underswap sænz, let me explain it to you. Your entire existence had been lived out in a singular universe, playful, named Underswap. But beyond that horizon lies a near infinite amount of alternative existence. These AUs, or alternative universes, are so many in numbers. It is pretty much impossible to count them all. Every decision we make spots a new universe likewise. Every convertible version out there exists somewhere. Makes you feel pretty small, huh? I really do hate them.
This, of course, this existential explanation of what exactly a multiverse is, brings Underswap sænz into an eternal crisis, where he starts to break down. sænz is unsure what to do, and seeing Underswap sænz in such a distress makes him feel guilty, and he tries his best to make him feel better, but he doesn't know how to do it, and so eventually his program crashes out and he needs to reboot. This rebooting process makes Blueberry laugh a bit, since he finds it a bit funny, but sænz finds it extremely embarrassing. Meanwhile, Underswap Papyrus has also an eternal crisis, but he gets visited by the goat, the legend Frisk, who offers Underswap Papyrus their help of finding good old-fashioned Underswap sænz. In the meantime, the askers ask sænz if he regrets bringing Blueberry into the void, and he states that Blueberry's crying is awkward and annoying, and he doesn't know if bringing him here was the right decision either. He just kind of did it. When asked if they do anything for fun, sænz states that he just does his job, while Underswap sænz states that he likes to knit, while sænz states that knitting was too hard for him, while Underswap sænz states that he could teach him as an alternative to destroying some dirty abomination of universes. And so sænz learns how to knit, and also learns, thanks to another asker who wanted to know if Blueberry sænz knows of the existence of UnderNovella, since this is sænz's favorite universe, the AU of UnderNovella. And sænz explains the story of UnderNovella, where in this universe, Asgore is the leader, the kingpin of an illegal drug trade operation, but it's a job he never wanted. It was thrust upon him, while Queen Toriel, or in this case Toriel in this universe, kind of disappeared because she disapproved of his work, and she is having a secret love affair with Sin, this version of sænz in this AU, which of course brings Blueberry sænz into a blushing state, and gets even amazed when sænz states that this alternative version of them is the best assassin in the entire underground in this alternative universe. When asked if this is all true, sænz states that he doesn't know exactly because he can't speak Spanish, but he pieces all the lore pieces together so that he can understand the story. When sænz, however, mentioned a version of Toriel, all the asker wants to know if sænz has his own version of Toriel, since he mentioned in one ask that he knows one Toriel. This question, of course, is a bit uncomfortable for him, but both the voices and Blueberry sænz wants to know what exactly his origin story is. And so, after a lot of people beg for sænz to tell the story and annoys him extremely, he starts to showcase his origin story. But this will be covered in the next video. So for now, please like and subscribe to this video, and we see each other in the next video. Goodbye for now.